Hi folks, it's me again. Today I thought I'd talk to you about how we go about booking our European tours and well, how much it costs to go away and enjoy yourself for 4, 5, 6 days at a time. So this year we're heading to France. We're going to the South Brittany Scooter Rally. It's the 4th event held in Saint-Pierre-Quiberon. I hope I pronounced that right, but who knows. Okay, so we've planned our route, and to put it into chronological order, the idea is that we meet at Worthing Pier, and from there we head down to the Brittany ferry port in Portsmouth. We get an overnight ferry that takes us to St Malo. From St Malo we ride through the day into about half the distance down to Saint-Pierre. We stay in a place called Ludec. Again, hope I pronounced that correctly. Ludec's a lovely little sort of village come town. It's got a couple of cracking pubs in it. And from there we head on to Saint-Pierre-Quiberon on the southwest coast of Brittany. So I'm led to believe that the French holiday there in their masses. And when you look at the scenery, the sand, the beaches, you can understand and see why they do that. Okay, so let's take a look at the price list. I've sort of tallied things up as I've gone along. So we'll start with our obligatory rally t-shirt. We design our own sort of custom shirt for each major tour that we go on in Europe or in the UK. And it's become a little bit of a theme within the club that we kind of pick somebody's bike and create a t-shirt from that. And then we have a company down in Portsmouth called the Sign Shack. Ash, who runs that, is a smashing guy. He sorts us out perfectly, takes our orders, helps us choose colours, prints everything up, all the right sizes, boxes it up, posts it off to us. Job done. Okay, next is the rally ticket. The rally ticket is €40, which roughly in today's money equates to about 35 quid. That's really good value for money. There's an awful lot that they put on the rally. So there are DJs, there's a pool party, they put a bit of breakfast on every morning. There is a ride out, there's a custom show, swap meet. Oh, the list goes on. It's a really good event, hosted by really lovely people, and this is the second time that we've been to this particular rally. We enjoyed it so much last time, which was 2 years ago, that we couldn't wait to go back again, to be honest. Once we've done that, perhaps what we should have done first is look at the cost of the ferry, which has gone up significantly from 2 years ago. And basically it works out at £361.40 per head. As I said, there's 18 of us going. That does include a van. We always like to take a van with us when we're travelling in big numbers and for a reasonable distance. You need that backup. So you never know when something might just end someone's ride. You know, you can take as many spare parts as you like, but you can bet your bottom dollar that something will go wrong, and you'll look through the box and you just won't have that part, or you won't have that tool to remove a certain bearing or whatever. You know, it just happens. So we can pick a lovely route through France. We can stay well off the motorways, well off the toll roads, and we can just enjoy ourselves and take a leisurely ride. It's why we're going, you know. The ride is half of it, the socialising and everything else is the other half. So anyway, we book the Brittany ferries online, and I'll just pop a screenshot up now. My advice, however, is to phone them if you're going in a group, because quite often you can get a bit of a discount for a group booking. What we've done is taken the price of the van and then divided that by 18 people. And added it onto the price, so our price doesn't quite equate to what you see on the screen in front of you. We disembark at St Malo, and now it's time to enjoy some riding. We are heading through national parks. It is single track roads the whole way there. It is absolutely stunning. I believe part of the route, or a lot of the route that we actually travel down, is part of the Tour de France route. So you can kind of see like a lot of the roads are marked out with cycle lanes and areas on them, and they go through some literally beautiful scenery, some hills, some valleys, you know, some forest and woodland, beautiful little villages dotted here and there. It's just wonderful. So we're aiming for Ludec, and again, we've stayed in Ludec before. It's a cracking little village come town. It's got a couple of really cool pubs, really old school. The one that we kind of frequented last time we went there was a brilliant little bar, and they did karaoke all night, and it's not really my thing, but once we got into it, oh boy did we have a good time. Yeah, really enjoyable. So we will enjoy the ride and spend a night there, and that hotel is £30. And then from Ludec, the following morning, we'll get up and we'll spend the day riding to our destination at the Sun, Sea and Scoot Run in southwest Brittany, and we'll enjoy that a lot. Yeah, that's just another cracking piece of road for scootering along. So when we get to the hotel in Quiberon, it is a nice little hotel. It's more of a hostel, if I'm honest. That one is £74.50, but that's for 2 nights, so we can properly enjoy the rally. The place, as I said, it's a hostel, but it is situated on the beach. It's a beautiful beach, and literally directly opposite the rally site. And if you see in the circled area that I'm showing, that is the rally site. You can see the pool. There's kind of like a white fanned area that you can notice behind the main building, and that is kind of an outdoor discotheque area where the DJs will be set up. It's all undercover, so if it does rain you're still plenty covered up, and you can dance the night away there. And then back in the main building there'll be a bar, there's some food on offer, there's food trucks, bits and pieces that you know you can get by for the weekend quite comfortably, and then there's various other bits of entertainment that people will enjoy, games and party games and bits and pieces. There'll be a ride out during the 2-day stay, and pretty much everybody goes on that ride out. It's quite a sight to see. Lovely to see so many old Vespas and Lambrettas all heading off along to the beach down the coast. Then once we've had our fill of a scooter rally, we head back to St Malo. We choose to take the slightly longer route all the way back to St Malo without stopping, so that we can have one last night inside the walled city, which is absolutely stunning. The food there is brilliant. We stay in a hotel which is literally just outside the city walls, so for the critère or Ulez, whatever you want to call it, we're not quite inside the city. I think there are certain times of the day where vehicles that don't meet the critère standards are not allowed into the city, but because we're just outside the walls we're okay. It's about half a mile to a mile walk into the walled city, and then there are some great bars, some brilliant dining, especially if you like seafood. It is to die for, really cool. And I remember we found last time around a beautiful little pub that stayed open till the early hours of the morning and played vinyl on request. We had an absolute whale of a time in there, absolutely cracking. So I'm looking forward to that as well, and that's kind of like the last hurrah before we get on the ferry and head back to Blighty. And then from Portsmouth it is a short hop along the coast back to Bognor, Littlehampton, Worthing, Brighton, where most of the lads are sort of based. Okay, then there's other bits and pieces to kind of consider, I suppose. We have incidentals, if you like, so a bit of fuel, bit of 2-stroke oil, travel insurance, those sort of things. I've put down like 70-80 quid to cover that. What I haven't done is include beer, food, you know, those bits. I think, you know, you got to expect to take a bit of spending money with you. Really, all I was trying to do here was show the total cost of sort of planning and paying up front for all the parts of the trip that you need to think about, you need to consider. So the total comes to a whopping £630.90. That is a lot of money, but for a 5-day trip with all your mates, you know, I'm okay with that. Yes, we could have done it a whole lot cheaper if we had headed up to Dover, jumped on the tunnel, got off at Calais and then ridden all the way along the coast. But to be honest, that would have been longer, harder riding and less time socialising, and you've got to kind of balance these things up. And I think it is like sort of weighing up the ride and the time you spend with your mates. And this way, it's a little bit more money, but it's also a little bit more of a sedate ride, a sedate trip. We can enjoy ourselves. We won't be knackered each night when we get to our hotel. We can enjoy ourselves, and I think this is the right choice for us. That gives you a good idea of how we go about booking our trips, and the sort of things that you need to think of. Obviously, I will say make sure you have your GHIC or EHIC card, European Health Insurance card, because if anything does go wrong, you really do need to have one of those on your person. And I would also say check your insurance, because there are lots of insurance policies out there that preclude you from riding in Europe or overseas or on holiday anything bigger than a 125cc. So you really got to look at the small print of your insurance certificate, and then just make sure that you are carrying all your documents with you. So if you do get stopped, you've got your registration document, you've got your driving license, you've got your certificate of insurance. Those are the key things that any gendarme is going to want to see from you if they pull you over. So they will be sticklers for that. So just make sure that you keep and carry those with you, and ideally in a waterproof sealed packet, so that if you do happen to get rained on, your documentation doesn't get soaked. So anyway, I'm looking forward to this immensely. It's going to be hopefully a cracking rally. I'm really hoping we get some great weather for it. All the planning's done. The lads have all pulled together, and 4 or 5 of them have done their bit and got involved and sorted various bits and pieces out. And I think everyone's really looking forward to it. So I will most definitely record that for you, that trip, and look forward to sharing our memories with everybody, and hopefully seeing one or two of you out there on the run. Until then, ride safe.